Hello, how are you guys doing? Thank you so much for being here and practicing with me, joining another Dany Yoga's class. If you guys have your yoga mats, let's begin our practice today. We will start the class in a wide-legged child's pose. So bring yourself two hands and knees, then separating knees as wide as the mat, big toes touching. Sit on your heels and on the exhale, surrender. Bringing the forehead on the mat, making sure you are supporting your head. If the floor is too far, maybe bring the palms on top of each other, rest the head, forehead there, or use a block if you have one or a pillow. Just make sure to support your head. And maybe let's bring the hands in Namaste, walking the elbows a little bit to the front, only as far as is available to you without forcing too much. Sit on your heels, and then we take 3 to 5 breaths here. Resting and inviting ourselves to our yoga mats, to the present moment, inviting ourselves to our bodies, to our practice, to the present moment. Pressing fingers equally against each other if the mind wanders. Another way to bring yourself back to the right here, right now. Letting rib cages expand, upper body inflate with every in breath and with every out breath. You are sitting a little bit heavier against the heels. You are letting out tension from the shoulders, separating teeth in the mouth, or just moving tongue in the mouth to make sure your jaws are not all clenched. 2 more breaths. One more. Beautiful. Bring the hands back down on the ground and then just move the head from side to side. Give a little massage to your forehead. One more round, left and right. And come back to center. And with the next inhale, pressing gently the mat away from you. Press yourself back up to hands and knees. Bring your knees under your hips and bring your wrists under the shoulders, shifting the body weight forward without collapsing the hips down. We are going to warm up from a chaturanga, from easy chaturanga. We're going to keep the knees down. Again, all this time, you're going to not collapse in the shoulders, engaging abdominal. So again, we're going to move from a chaturanga. We're going to inhale to a cobra, pressing tops of the feet into the ground, heart forward and up, shoulders away, lower back down, and all the way press up to back to a child's pose. At this time, when you are in child's pose, keep the hands towards the front, so we as well stretching the sides of the body. We're gonna do this for 4 to 5 times. Again, press up when you're ready. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, your back bending. Exhale, you lower down. Press up and all the way back. Again, come on forward and up. Lower yourself down. Inhale, cobra, baby cobra also, it's fine. Lowering yourself down. Press up and all the way back. Coming forward, chaturanga. Inhale, back bending. Exhale, lower. Press up and all the way, child's pose. 2 more times. Come forward, lower yourself down. Inhale, back bending. Exhale, lower down. Press up and all the way back. One more, come forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, you back bend. Exhale, lower down. Press up and all the way back. And let's do one more. Coming forward. Chaturanga. Back bending. Lowering down. Press up and all the way back. Great job. Take 2 breaths there. Sit on your heels and maybe turn the palms to face the ceiling, resting the wrists for a moment. Open the mouth, let go. Surrender for another 1 or 2 breaths here. Last one. And then when you're ready, bring the palms back down, press up hands and knees, bring the knees together, sit on your heels, and let's give a break to the wrist, make a fist, draw a few circles with the wrist into one direction for 5. All this time, you're not collapsing in the lower back. You relax the shoulders for 3, 2, and 1. Change the direction of the circles with the wrists from the outside to the inside, or the other way around if you were doing this earlier. One more circle, and then open and close your hands for a few times. Shake your hands out, and then come back to tabletop. Separating knees once again. 2 hip apart, wrists under the shoulders. Tuck the toes in. Inhale, knees up. Exhale, press back. We are moving into a first downward facing dog, pedaling the feet for 5 breaths. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Sharpen sitting bones back and up. Maybe say yes or no with the head. Breathing. Find stillness if you are pedaling the feet. 2 breaths. One more. Beautiful. Exhale, knees back down. Come to a table. Moving to a few rounds of cat and cows. So with your next inhale, arch the spine. Drop the belly down. Chin up. Shoulders away from the ear. Exhale, nice round in the spine. Chin to chest. And bring that navel to spine. Inhale, we are arching. Exhale, we are rounding. 3 more. Inhale, we are arching. Exhale, we are rounding. 2 more. Inhale to arch. Exhale. Inhale to arch. Exhale to come to a neutral spine. Turn your right palm to face you and then slightly closer towards you. Stretch for a bit here. Once again, giving a break to the wrist. One more breath here. Make a fist, open and close. Shake your right hand out. Change. Right hand down. Turn the left palm, top of the palm on the mat, and the inside of your hand facing you. Fingers are pointing towards the knees. Walk the hand closer. It will help. Just a breath or 2 here. And then make a fist, open, close, and then shake that hand out. Come back to your table. Tuck the toes in. Inhale, knees up. Press back. Downward facing dog. And from this downward facing dog, keeping the feet hip apart, you're going to inhale your heels up. Bring the thighs towards chest belly towards the thighs. So your sitting bones are still pressing back and up. From a down dog here with the heels up, you're going to inhale forward to a plank. Again, my body weight is slightly over the wrist, shoulder blades going away from each other, engaging abdominal. You're not collapsing the hips down. And we move from a plank to down dog for 5 times. All this time, keeping the heels off the ground. Press back, exhale, bend the knees, heels up. Thighs, chest to belly, belly thighs. Come forward, plank. Exhale, press back, 4. Come forward, plank. Exhale, press back, 3. Come forward, plank. Exhale, press back, 2. Come forward, plank. Exhale, press back. And let's just come back to plank and hold for 3 long breaths. 2, 1 more. And then slowly lower the knees back down. Sit once again on your heels and draw a few circles with the wrists into one direction. Change the direction of your circle and then shake your hips. Beautiful. Back to table. Separating knees. Tuck the toes in. Inhale, knees up. Exhale, press back. 1 breath here. Make sure your neck is long, your head is heavy. And when you're ready, exhale your knees down on the ground. Bring the knees forward. Crisscross. Sit behind. We're going to take 2 rounds of a bridge pose. So lower yourself down without collapsing. You are going to bend the knees, bring the feet on the ground. Walk the heels as close as you can towards your butt. Your feet are hip apart, hands by the side. With the next inhale, bring your hips up, engaging glutes. And one option that you try to walk the heels closer and reach for your ankles with the hands and stay for 5 breaths here. Or you're going to roll one shoulder at a time in, interlocking fingers and pressing the hands towards the ground, the wrists on the mat. Lift the hips up, either variation, taking one or the other, not collapsing, not letting the knees falling on the side. 4 corners of your feet are equally pressing down. Beautiful. 3 long breaths here. 2. 1 last. Then slowly let go of your hands and vertebra at a time. Lower yourself down, upper body, mid back, lower back. Stay here, 2 breaths to rest. We're gonna do this again. Make sure all this time you keep the tailbone in. Lower back should not be hurting. Rest for another breath here. And then when you are ready, walk the heels closer. Your feet are hip apart on the mat. Hands by the side. Tailbone in. Inhale, hips up. Take your variation. Hands at your ankles. Or roll the shoulders one at a time in. We stay here for 7 long breaths this time. Your knees are not falling on the side. Every inhale, refresh the pose. Bring the hips up again, reminding yourself to not collapse. Squeezing glutes maybe at the top. Knees are not falling. 4 corners of the feet are pressing down. Beautiful. 5 more breaths. 4, 3, 2, last one. Let go of your hands and slowly lower yourself back down. Hug the knees into the chest and rock yourself from side to side for 2 breaths. Relaxing the shoulders down. Come back to center and you're going to bring the hands under your knees. You're going to rock yourself forward and back for 3 times. So when you're ready, coming forward and back. Coming forward and back. One more coming forward and back. And then come forward and bring the feet, legs to one side. So you're able to bring yourself to your hands and knees again. Lifting yourself up on the knees, keeping them hip apart. We take 2 rounds of camel pose. Remember, camel pose, you're going to bring your hips forward and they stay there all the time while you're taking your camel. You're not going to collapse, okay? I'm going to tuck my toes in So you do the same. If you feel like this will bring the floor a little closer, I'm going to use my heels as a prop. I mean, my toes in to bring the floor closer. But if you are okay, you can keep the toes out. All right, supporting the lower back, elbows in. Again, heart forward and up, hips forward. Release one hand at a time towards the heels. Look up at the ceiling. Continue pressing those hips forward. 5 breaths. Don't drop the head down. Breathe. You can as well use blocks if heels, keeping toes in is not enough. One more breath here. And then again, releasing the hand at the time at the lower back. Press yourself back up. And tuck the toes if they were there. Sit for a moment. Rest the hand on the thighs. Don't collapse. And take a breath or two rest. And we'll do this again. Once again. Last one. Beautiful. Moving on. When you're ready, press up. Knees are hip apart. Supporting lower back. Toes in or out. Your choice. I'm bringing my toes in. Press the heart forward and up, hips forward. Release one hand at a time towards your heels. And breathe here again for 5 to 7 breaths. Gazing at the ceiling, not collapsing to the back. Make sure this is okay for the lower back. Just 4 more breaths. 3, 2, 1 more. Hands at the lower back, release one at a time. Press up when you're ready. And untucking the toes. Sit, come onto one side, and once again, extend the legs in front of you. We're going to take a Paschimottanasana. So bring the feet, heels together, pushing to the heels, pointing toes up without hyperextending arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale again. Roll the shoulders back, flat back, and lower down only as far as you can. Every inhale, you lengthen away from the lower back. Every exhale, you lower a little bit, only if it's available. Not hyperextending knees. Relaxing in the shoulders. Just a couple of breaths here. Two more. One more. Beautiful. With the next inhale, bring yourself up. On the exhale, let go. Come forward on your mat. Make sure you have enough mat behind you to lower yourself down without collapsing. Hugging knees into the chest, rocking side to side a few times. Relaxing the shoulders down. Maybe drawing a few circles with the knees into one direction, if that feels good. Change the direction of the circles. And then slowly come back to center. Knees at the chest, preparing for a twist. Extend the left leg up, out. And right arm out, half letter T. Bring the right knee to the left side of the mat. Scooching hips to the right. Left shoulder blade to the left. Maybe if the neck is okay with it, gaze towards your right hand, knowing that you can always just gaze towards the ceiling. 2, 3 breaths here. Relaxing shoulders. One more. 1 or 2 more breaths here. Take your time. Beautiful. Last one. And then come back to center, right knee back to chest, and then change. Extend the right leg out, hug the left knee into the chest, left arm out, half letter T. Left knee comes to the right side of the bed. Scooch the hips to the left, right shoulder to the left. Long neck before you gaze towards the left. Hand only, of course, if it's available. Resting into this easy twist, recline twist for 2 3 breaths on the side as well. Make sure you pay attention to the shoulders, you relax them down. Lower back should be fine here. No pain. Just a few more breaths there. Beautiful. One last. Let's take one more. I always have the feeling that on the left side, I keep the poses shorter for some reason, or maybe it's just in my head. What do you think? Do I do that? Wonderful. Come back to center when you're ready. Hug both knees into the chest. Inhale there. Exhale, forehead to the knees. Give yourself a nice hug and tell yourself, great job today. And then rock yourself forward, coming into a cross-legged seated position. Hands at the heart in Namaste. We are going to end the class here. As always, if you are in the mood for a Shavasana, please go ahead, take your Shavasana. But if you're ready to end the class here, let's just take one or two breaths here with eyes closed. A moment to say thank you to ourselves for showing on the mat. And I also want to thank you so much for practicing with me once again today. If you enjoy this class, don't forget to share with your friends and family. And especially if you think this class might help someone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The divine light within me honors the divine light within. Namaste.